Hi, I'm Annika Johnson from Al Johnson's in Sister Bay. I hope you enjoy my new video series called Door County Girl. These are stories of my life, the people and places that I love, and of course how we all survive here in northern Wisconsin. You can come back as often as you like, but don't forget to subscribe to Al's YouTube channel. I'll be posting lots of really cool new videos. So let's go.
Hello everybody out there in TV world. Welcome to another episode of Door County Girl minus the girl, so it's a couple of Door County dudes. Myself, Rolf Johnson, and my good buddy
Kit Boots.
There we go. All right, and today
was that low enough?
Yeah, it was low. It was okay. Like, hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Hello, I'm Kit Boots.
Hello, it's Johnny Cash. I always love that part.
And he gets a round of applause for it too.
I know. Well, when you're in jail, they don't really see too much.
I suppose.
Yeah. Is that from that?
Yeah, I think so. He was in Folsom.
How do you
know? Yeah.
So what are we making today here?
All right, this is a braised cabbage and red wine vinegar and sweetened with some brown sugar. This is one of the traditional food items you'll see at Christmas time or any holidays.
I know this one.
Freddie makes this one often. Mine's a little bit different. Freddie doesn't share his recipe with me, which is fine.
So if we were to guess what secret ingredient he uses, could you?
I was banking on it was the blackcurrant jelly, but I'm not so sure anymore. He's got something different in his, and he might use straight wine where I use red wine vinegar.
I'm gonna go over the wild card here.
You're going aquavit?
No, I'm gonna go like a cold glass of glug goes into it. Like it has all those spices.
It does have that. Yeah. When we have glug at
night. Like he's just like, okay, no one's looking, because we usually have the giant
pot of glug.
We have a giant pot of glug going for the Julbord, which is coming up. You'll be able to sign up for it on November 1st, but like. It's just sitting there right next to where he's making all the food.
Yeah, it's probably a very good observation.
I'm just guessing. That's my total. I'm probably wrong.
No, I think you might be right, because even if you took the liquid version of the old glug bottles we had, it's real syrupy. Mm-hmm. And you're right. I never tell if it's been boiled down that much, or if there's something in there that's kind of.
He just puts it in.
And if you try to make it, he goes, yeah, it's not as good as mine.
Well, the glug is really flavorful.
Oh,
and it has because it's tart. It's
sweet. Actually a good idea. We could have probably made it straight with glug and now we skipped all the other stuff.
We could have used our glug.
A little hack job anyway. Okay. So all right. So meanwhile, we're back to the cooking episode part of it. You're going to mix all these ingredients. Okay. So what you have here is some packed brown sugar. You've got some red wine vinegar.
Red wine vinegar.
You got some apple cider vinegar.
Whoa, that's sort of cool.
And then you've got some allspice and some salt, and you're going to pour the rest of that red wine in there. It's about a quarter cup, I'm going to guess.
You didn't make it so I could make it look impressive. Like, hey, well, I'll do a little more.
A little more. It's probably actually a little bit more. I just noticed when you poured it out. A scoop of...
gracious scoop, right?
Yeah. And then this adds a little sweetness and flavor. You could use grape jelly. I'm happy to use black currant here. I've never tried it with lingonberries, but I guess you could.
Well, we use a currant jelly in our cranberry relish.
For
Thanksgiving.
Speaking of cranberry relish, it'd be a good idea to try lingonberry relish.
Yeah, lingonberry. I mean, do you really even need to? You know what I do at home? Like for Thanksgiving, I just
open the
jar, put it in there, and it looks much more impressive than that can.
That comes out as a gel.
Yeah. You're like, I spent hours making this.
Yeah.
It tastes awesome. Nothing against. I know we got a lot of cranberry growers.
Oh yeah, and I do like cranberries.
I do too.
But it's not something I look forward to having it, but I never buy them year round.
I love our lingonberries for Thanksgiving. I love them on sandwiches afterwards. Like I make like a mayonnaise with. Well, I think we actually did make a mayo. Like one of the really early episodes, we did a mayonnaise, lingonberry mayonnaise. Because I did so at our shook or our kitchen outside by Stabur, we have a turkey brie sandwich that has a lingonberry.
Oh yeah. That's very good.
Yeah, and I think we did that recipe on a Door County Girl cooking episode.
Yep, we did, and that was good on just about any sandwich. I have that. I have a grilled brie, just brie by itself, and with that on there, it's very good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, just a grilled brie sandwich sounds really tasty right now.
So I'm taking a whole red cabbage, slicing it relatively thin. You want to cut it in smaller pieces, you can. And this is another one of those easy items. You're going to put it in the pot and you're going to forget about it.
You know, the other nice thing is like the cost on making something like this.
Dirt cheap.
It's like cabbage is like nothing.
Yeah, they give away cabbage.
Yeah. I love cabbage too. So.
Well, that's your
sauerkraut.
German roots there, right?
Yeah, probably.
We'll throw a little butter in the middle here. And then you can go ahead if you want.
You want me to put it in?
Yeah, pour it in there. And we don't have to stir it up or anything.
Wow, they actually had a giant chunk of currants. Look at this in the bottom. There's a bunch of currants.
So this one we're going to bring to a boil, much like.
So at the Julbord, I sort of love this with the potato sausage. I think they're a good combination together, but that could be back to Germanness.
Okay, no, that I agree. When I used to eat potato sausage, that was fantastic.
Like it's a good compliment. Like I could almost imagine. So I know I'm going to go off like a big pretzel bun, German sausage, and then like this red cabbage on top. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, there was a great place in Chicago. Was it?
What,
no, I'm sorry, in Milwaukee.
Okay.
That there was 2 German restaurants. One was Mater's.
Yeah, Mater's.
And then there was another one out by near Brookfield.
We went.
Beautiful building, and they dressed in the same kind of outfits that we did at Alice and Dirndl's and stuff. And they had made a homemade pretzel with beer mustard. Now that when you mentioned the pretzel bun, that's what it reminds me of. But they had knockwurst and Wiener Schnitzel and all the cabbages and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, and some of that stuff's really good. I'm getting excited because we'll be down in Economwalk this year we always usually do the German Christmas market, and they have like all that kinds of food. They have giant schnitzel sandwiches and just stuff that is just really good.
When is that?
Weather. So we'll be down there. It's for their Christmas. It's sort of this big German Christmas party.
Yep.
And it is the Friday after Thanksgiving, that whole weekend. So we'll be down there. We'll be selling all of our like really great Swedish Christmas items.
That's the one where the lake is right there.
Yeah,
okay.
you and I. So
Rolf
and I typically drive down on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and we sort of pre-set it up, and then I think they move everything around.
This year it's just me.
I'll be there with you.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We'll bring some muscle, and then.
Yeah, Kit's got a bad wheel, so he's got to stay off it for a while. But he hasn't really been staying off it for a while.
I've been off it. I've been following it to a T.
Listen, Doc. Yesterday he was in a semi with a forklift running across the parking lot.
It was not across the parking lot. It was not running. It was slowly dawdling, if that at best.
I beg to differ.
I was allowed to take short scampers with my walking.
Those were long strides.
I was going slow.
Okay. No,
I could have just said, walk away. Oh, you guys deal with it.
Actually, he asked me, Rolf, would you do this for me? I said, heck no.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I get around there. Jeez.
Anyhow, I can hear this starting to boil. And this, like I said, it's one of those that's going to set it, forget it. And so we're going to.
See, I like this, yeah.
We're going to cover it up. And I didn't stir it or nothing. We're going to let that stuff melt on its own. And then we're going to turn it down to a low simmer. And in about an hour and a half, we'll be munching on some
I'm excited.
Sweet and sour cabbage.
I love cabbage. So.
All right, so we'll set our timers. Mark. All right, Kit, this has been cooking with some time now.
We're ready to chow.
And you know what, though? A lot of times people add maple syrup. You had suggested before.
Yeah, I thought that would be really good.
I like raisins. I know you don't, and I would put raisins in there. But frequently I should have put an apple in there. So we're going to throw that in there now because it's easy to add.
Yeah, I think well, I guess it's red cabbage, but a little different color. But everything just sort of turns that sort of purple hue.
No matter what it is, yeah. I mean, if you have a cutting board, it's going to turn purple.
I mean, unless you just did like a... I guess it doesn't matter.
We're going to throw this in there.
So what kind of apple are you using for this?
This is one of my favorites, a Honeycrisp. It's not my favorite. But any apple would do. Granny Smiths are the go-to apples, if you ask me, though. Careful not to get the seeds in there. Careful not to get a piece of your skin in there. All right. So I'll throw this in here. It should be boiling.
So it's probably nice to add it now anyway, so it doesn't get all mushy.
Yeah, and all in all, like I say, this you want to cook this for about, I'd say 1.5 to 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Just to braise it down.
And just simmer it though.
Yeah. Do you ever worry about the liquid cooking?
No, if you have it on a low simmer, you got to peek at it once in a while, but not very often.
Okay.
But it certainly wouldn't be a terrible thing to give it a shot.
Okay.
Now, as you and I are sitting right here.
Yeah, let's serve her up.
And yeah, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited. This is one of my favorite ones. So I go to the Julbord every year, and it's always one of my favorite meals of the year. Just all the food. I love all the different types of herring that we have there. I mean, Freddie does like an awesome job. Definitely for me, like for childhood stuff, potato sausage is a big one also, and I love your recipe for it. Like, I think it's great. If anybody has a chance and they're visiting Al's, you can actually buy it in our boutique. We keep it in the freezer, but they'll run and get you some out of the freezer.
Yeah, there's usually a little sign that says it's available to you, but if you see the show, obviously you'll know enough to say.
Someday we may get a little freezer in the boutique, so we can just keep that, and maybe even frozen, limpa or something like that, because the limpa works really great when you just take it home, and if it's frozen, and just thaw it out and just eat it then. So.
This is another great refrigerator item. You can throw it in the fridge. You can eat it a week later.
Yeah.
It holds really, really, really well.
With all the vinegar and everything.
Should be tart, slightly sweet.
Tasty apple too. Really good.
And I like it with just a little bit of crunch at
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The little bit of crunchiness is good.
Another simple recipe. Easy ingredients. Throw it in one pot.
Ready to roll.
Heat it up, simmer it, go do something for an hour, ready to go.
Yeah, this is great. Love it.
So it passes the German test.
Yeah, I would have to say for sure. It's one of those things. We did have a lot of cabbage when I went to my grandma's house. Spare ribs and sauerkraut where they just cook the spare. Well, we used to do that even.
Yeah. Randy used to make an excellent one, yep.
You just put it in a pan, a bunch of ribs, and then you just cook them in the sauerkraut and the
slow and low.
Yeah,
yep.
It's amazing. But any kind of braised cabbage, actually any kind of cabbage is really just good. And it's so good for you too.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, thank you for watching this episode of Door County Girl. And we promise we'll have Annika back soon in one of these episodes. We're just going to keep you guessing. But right now we got Rolf, got myself here, and we want to thank you for subscribing if you have. But if you haven't, just click the little goat down in the corner and you'll be able to be subscribed. And you'll
like
get
and subscribe.
Yeah,
yep.
and like the episode too. And if you've got any great comments or even some great stories about your mom making cabbage, please put them in there. And we always love that too. So have a great day.
All right.
Hey-do.
Hey-do, everybody. Just a tad more.
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks for watching Door County Girl. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.